Welcome back. Episode number 3. My name is Asfaris. This is my cousin Adam. We are, I would say, very beginner investors. And yeah, it's kind of a record of our.
I mean, this is the third time we've done it. You know,
Yeah.
for anyone who's watched all three by now, you get the gist.
Yeah. We're coming in with on a from a really red week, I would say. A lot of stocks are down this last week.
Dude, everything's red.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, I woke up the other morning and everything was in the red. I didn't lose all too much, but I don't have a lot of.
Is OBS
position.
recording?
OBS is recording.
Okay, just
Yes.
making sure.
Yeah, we forgot that last time. It made editing a whole lot of see, I can't even speak anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Made
I killed
recording.
your. I'm sorry I killed your flow, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, everything's in the red. Yeah, hoping for a better week next week.
Just greener days, man.
Just greener days. Hoping for greener days next week. But you know, it is what it is. It's this is how the market goes. You know, as I mentioned in my in the first episode, I've been trading very lightly for a year. So it's nothing I'm you know, it's nothing I'm a stranger to. And I know you've been trading crypto for much longer.
Bro, that's like 3 years, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's really not much.
Well,
longer.
but crypto has much larger swings than the stock market does.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not phased by like any of these reds, which I really should be. You know, I think it was a bad thing that I actually started investing into crypto first
Yeah.
because it just made me numb to all the
swings.
swings.
Yeah. The ups
Right?
and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as for me, when I first started investing, like, you know, I opened up my Robinhood account, and I put $80 in it. So my weekly gains were just maybe, it was between $5-10,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, having put $80 in it, I felt was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you're able to consistently grow that,
Right. And so you know, after you know, playing with $80 for the first month, you know, I put a couple $100 in and a couple $100, and then you know, and then we're here. A quick update. I just wanted to mention quick update. Last week we mentioned we are
Are you talking about the LLC?
yeah, the LLC. We're gonna start an LLC, build, put together. I don't know the terms for it, but we're gonna start.
Like a pool. We're
Right, yeah.
making a pool of money.
Right. Well, we want to create an LLC so that we are able to invest together.
Mm-hmm.
That is still in the works. You know, our lawyer, not our lawyer, a lawyer that we know was just unresponsive this last week, so we might have to find some other routes, which, I mean, there is. This is the lawyer that I used last time when I created an LLC for my photography business, so I figured we'd go to the same guy first. But, you know, you just Google how to build an LLC on the internet, and you'll come up with a whole bunch of different searches and whatnot.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
it's
no,
just
go
like we were talking about how we could also do the valuations of the stocks that we did last week, and I totally forgot my computer at home this time, but I emailed you my model, so we still can.
We still can, yeah.
So yeah, we just do it like because I just remember so like that's still an option.
Yeah.
Anyway, aside from that, sorry
Yeah.
about your lawyer. But
Yeah, no. I mean, well, you know, it's COVID, so people are either, you know, incredibly busy, or just not working anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, but like, would a lawyer go out of business
I don't
just
know.
because of COVID?
I don't know.
I mean,
well, that's the other thing. He might be in more business.
Yeah, true. But I
And
mean, it's
you
just like
just-
how would COVID like alter the fact that you still have like your license to be a lawyer?
That I mean, that's
Right,
true.
that's
Yeah,
right.
I you know, I don't know what's going on. It's just, you know, he hasn't replied to any of my emails, so we might need to move to
Okay,
another.
we'll just find a different lawyer then.
Yeah. And there's, it's 2020, so everybody's building companies here and there. You know what I mean? So, I'm sure if I just Google it, I can find something. So that was just was just an update.
Quick update, yeah.
Yeah, quick update. We're still in the process of doing it. I forgot to mention to you, but once an LLC is created, we get to set up a bank account for that LLC.
And then we put the money in that bank account.
Yes. So yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we create the LLC, then we go to the bank and create a business account, and then the Bitcoin that we sold, that you transferred to me, that's now in dollars, I will transfer to that business account, and from that business account we'll create
Our pool.
And I also learned, because I wanted to do as much research before getting started with the process, Robinhood does not allow LLCs to create an account, but there is like TD Ameritrade, X-Trade.
Does Fidelity allow it?
I think Fidelity does.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the larger trading corporations allow LLCs to have brokerage accounts. It's just that Robinhood still is, it's been around for a few years, but they're still upgrading. They're still they're implementing new features and whatnot. They're still pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, in my opinion, compared to all these other companies that's been
They've been around forever.
Yeah, they've been around forever. Like I had what was it, X-Trade, E-Trade, an E-Trade account like back in 2010.
I tried 2010. Was I? Nah, I don't know. I'm old.
2010.
I've just
10 years ago.
That makes me feel so old.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, okay, we're going off on a tangent, but really quick. I had saved up some money from the military.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, started a brokerage account.
You want to go into that a little bit? If we're just on a tangent, like just explain, like, because you're national of Singapore, right? So
right. Last week we talked about how he's already voted, but I can't vote because I'm a citizen of Singapore, not a citizen of the United States, which makes sense. You can't.
Yeah. You got to be a citizen to vote.
Yeah. You got to be a citizen to vote. But to keep my citizenship in Singapore, I had to go back when I was 18. When I turned 18, to serve in the military. So it's national service. Everybody's got to do it.
They conscript all 18-year-old males, right?
And all 18-year-old males. Yeah. Right. So similar to what Israel does, but Israel does it with both their males and females. Singapore only does it with their males, as of right now. So I went there. They took care of my clothing, my food, my housing, right? So I didn't get paid much. I did the math, and I was getting paid like $730 a month, which if you divide that by the hours I was working was like $2.15. So I was getting paid $2.15.
As a conscripted soldier.
As a conscripted soldier with 3 stripes. I was a sergeant. Right?
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. So, but I mean, like, that was, because I had no expenses, that was $700 in my pocket. That was just free for me to use. Yeah. Well, I saved up all that
for 2 years. Right?
For 2 years, and I started an account on E-Trade 10 years ago, and I started trading here and there. Started losing like I didn't lose a lot. I maybe lost $200 out of the few thousand that I put in there, and it kind of freaked me out. And I was like, "Ooh, I don't know this very well. I gotta bug out before I lose all this money." I instead used the money to buy a motorcycle. you know.
Well,
that,
I'm telling. Hindsight's 2020, but if you just left that, a couple $1,000 back then 10 years ago, you could sell pretty today, right?
Yeah, hindsight is 2020. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt right now because I have since sold that motorcycle. Because I ran it to the ground. It was my first motorcycle. I did all the repairs, all the mods to it, and I tried to do some stunts on it, like wheelies and stuff. I laid it down a few times. It was torn up. In the end, it wouldn't even start. I sold it a couple years ago to a guy who has multiple motorcycles. So in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm giving it to a better home. Either he parted it out, but he told me he was gonna restore it. So, considering all the other motorcycles he had in his collection, I was like, it's better in your hands than it is in mine at this point. But yes, 2020 hindsight. If I looked back on it, I should have just left the few $1,000s I had in
just in like an index fund or something, right?
Yeah, I should have just bought, if I bought a couple shares of Microsoft,
or Tesla. Tesla was still trading.
Or Tesla, and Tesla was like
$3.
Yeah, let's go on here. We have OBS. It's recording. Let's go to Tesla. Let's go back. Let's go turn this to months. Right? And let's go back to 2010.
2011. Okay.
Woo. Yeah, no, June 2010, I was in E-Trade then. No, don't tell me it was $1.
$4, $1, yeah.
Don't tell me that. If I had known, yeah. Around this area, around in the $5 to $3. Whew. And then, when was this? April 2013? Waited 3 years? I mean, to be honest with you, my greedy butt.
Yeah, you probably would have sold it.
I would have sold this. When my 5 turned to 50, I would have sold it then. But if I had just set it and forget it, that $5 could have turned to 500.
Mm-hmm. And remember, this is probably after the stock split, right?
Yep, this is after the stock split.
What was it trading at before? Like
it was like 1,000. It was
2,000.
It was between 800 to 1,000, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was between 8 to $1,000. Yeah, I mean, I could have made some good money, but it is what it is. Like if our older selves could go back in time and tell our younger selves what to do.
I'd be like, I was 12, man. I just wanted to play Pokemon.
No, that's true. But me, when I was 21, I would tell them, like, hey, listen, okay? Once you hear this thing called Bitcoin, you buy as much as you can. And then whatever you have in stocks right now, these are the companies. Just keep it in there. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah. Everything else,
forget about it.
Your life, like your career, your relationships, everything's going to go fine. But this, how you're investing, right? Listen to me now. But, like, I'm 30 now. You're what, 24, 25?
Oh, shoot. I'm going to be 24 tomorrow.
Oh,
shoot. It's October 31st.
Today is October 31st.
Oh, my God.
This man's birthday is November 1st. He's going to be 20 what?
24.
24.
Oh, my God.
Tomorrow. Hey, you still have a couple of years before you have to get your own health insurance, so you're good.
I know, but that's like 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm 31 now. I turned 32 in January.
You actually shared the same birthday as one of my friends, January 3rd.
3rd? Really?
January 3rd.
All right.
It's really, it's funny coincidence.
Yeah, well, off on another tangent, because if you haven't noticed already, this episode has really no structure to it. But did you know that in a group of, I think in a group of
27 people or something like that?
27? I thought it was lower. In a group of 10 people.
Was it?
Something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, in a group of insert number here. You can, we can Google it later on. Theres a 50-50 chance that 2 people will share the same birthday. Yeah. Anyway, back to our ages. If we can look into the future and see ourselves when you're 34, when I'm 41, right? will probably be telling us the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
just stick with it, learn as much as you can, and see what you get in 10 years. See, I feel like they really should be teaching this stuff in school.
I mean, they should. I mean, they teach it in college, technically.
Yeah, they teach it in college,
just have to, but like, you have to go out of your way to want to learn about it.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Well, one thing, college isn't free. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to pay for it, and then like you said, you have to look for the classes that teaches this. In my opinion, like this kind of stuff, like it should be in.
I mean, even yeah, sorry, you. Okay.
I was gonna say I was in a class where they gave us, each an egg, and we had to take care of an egg.
Yeah.
For a whole week. Like, what the hell is that supposed to teach me? It's an egg. I put a bunch of cotton in a little in an index card organizer,
Box, yeah.
and I just taped it shut. Like, no matter what, I could throw that thing in my back seat, and the egg would be fine. Like, what is that gonna teach me? Right? Instead, they should have been teaching me this.
Well, I mean, okay, because I mean, I majored in finance. I have a degree in finance, and even the classes that I did take in college and everything like that, like. Going to the math, going deep into like the math of all this stuff and like doing like Black-Scholes and all that kind of stuff. That stuff didn't make any sense to me, man. Even I who majored into it, right? Like the math of like all the investing. So maybe I was just I don't know too dumb then, but like and maybe I don't have any pressure of having to study for a test on it. So maybe just learning it at my own pace will actually make me learn better.
And then on that note. I feel like, so you graduated.
Yes.
Right? You graduated from?
University of Texas at Dallas.
Yep.
Class of 2019.
There you go.
Just before all this nasty business hit. Yep. I got out just in time.
Yep. I took a few classes at Austin Community College. That's about it.
Okay.
So that's where our education kind of stops. Is he has his undergrad, right? Yep. I have a high school degree. But I have learned that when somebody is telling me what I need to know,
you pay attention.
Well, no, the opposite actually. My brain shuts off.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I go sort out what I want to learn,
that's where you pay attention.
That's where I pay attention. Like this week, while I was working my 9 to 5, I was really interested in carpentry. And I started watching videos on how to make like wooden boxes.
Our grandfather was big into carpentry, right?
Yeah. He made those. They're not guitars.
Sitars.
There you go. Yeah. But I went researching. I wanted to figure out if there's any like open door like wood shops. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Instead of having to buy a bandsaw, table saw, all the little.
Chisels and
stuff and routers and whatnot. If I could like just pay, bring my own materials and pay like a membership to
use the tools.
Use the tools, yeah. I think there is, but my research was limited. Like I said, 9 to 5. There's only so much I can do during the day. When you sort out what you want to learn, I feel like.
No, 100%.
Yeah, you're so more interested in it, and you pay better attention.
Because even the first 2 years of college anyway is just like it's all general ed stuff. Mm-hmm. Like you don't really focus into your major until like the last 2.
Yeah. So like the prerequisites like basic math and English and
like you could literally just do all that like at like a community college and you just save yourself so much money. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's besides the point.
Big tangent.
Huge tangent, but the moral of that story, I guess, is if you can start investing.
Or just if you want to do something, do it because you want to.
Yeah, do it because you want to, and do it now.
So your future self will thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's say that again. Do what you love. Don't wait on it. Do it now. Basically.
Okay. Yeah. Solid advice.
Solid advice. No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, do you just want to talk about last week's earnings report? Can you pull up the list? That
we made?
Okay.
So our list. Let's see here.
And then we can just quickly go through this earnings just to see how these earnings reports affected these stocks, and of these maybe we can pick one or two that we'll throw into our portfolio when we make it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is just a bunch of filters, and we're just filtering out all the, the separating the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
So to say.
Yeah, and so we don't need that. That's So that's our list right there. Well, that didn't make the font any bigger. Let's make this font.
And then if you want, we could also. I sent you my valuation model. We could maybe plug in some numbers.
We could. Yeah.
But I think that my model though, it takes a while to it'll take more than an hour to do all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do that.
We could do it with one, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why don't we see the charts of how the market reacted to all these earnings reports.
Mm-hmm.
We filter out our one or two, and that one that we do filter out, we do a valuation on it.
Okay. So yeah, let's just go down the list and look at these.
Okay, Akami.
Akami. All
Pull up
right.
the chart. Pull up the earnings.
There we go.
That went down.
No, yeah, that
Yeah.
fell. Well, okay. Let's just.
Okay, well,
this
yeah.
was a bad week. It was a bad week. Everything was down.
Well, hold on. This is straight on the Nasdaq and everything like that. Can you actually? So I mean, like, I guess like what would the beta of this be? Because like I guess beta is like an indication of like how like risky like a stock is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But really, it's just an indicator of how much the stock moves along to the index that it's indexed to, right? Mm-hmm. So that the higher a beta means that it'll like a beta of 1 means that it'll whatever the stock market kind of moves, it'll move along with it. A beta of less than 1, it won't move. Like it'll do its own thing while the larger market, goes up and down. And then a beta with that's like greater than 1, which is considered like really risky and stuff like that. That'll like the market will move up and it'll move a lot up, or the market will move down and move a lot down. Right?
Okay.
Like I think the term for like alpha, beta, gamma, delta, I think they're called like the Greeks or something like that because they're like the Greek letters. But
yeah,
each of those has like a different kind of like meaning or different thing that about like what the stock can tell you.
Okay,
like that, right?
Yes.
Alpha, gamma, delta, like I learned about them. Doesn't make any sense to me. Beta though, betas make sense to me.
Okay.
And the reason why I brought that up is just because like the market moved, like you can see like the market just moved way down, right? So because the entire stock market moved down, this moves down with it too.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of where beta comes into play. And when we're doing our valuation, we have to calculate our own beta for the stock.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have heard what you're mentioning before. I've heard about these the
Greeks.
Yeah. I never studied them, so I never.
They're just letters to you.
Yeah, they're just letters to me. But I have, and I know exactly which video to go to refresh my memory on these on the Greeks. If you're asking me, I don't know where to find those.
Well, I mean, like YouTube, like finance will have like betas, listed.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like they do their own calculations and stuff like that. It's just beta is just like the calculation of how much this will move up to relative to the index, like to the larger market and the larger index, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you can also find, if we can ever find a way to like overlay the performance of our stock with that of the like Nasdaq or the S&P, like you'll I think you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Anyway, do you have the earnings reports?
Yes, I do. I have them right here. I wanted to zoom out while you're speaking, just to show like the bigger picture. Yes, it dipped down right here. That does not look good. 119 to where is it at now? 95. Yeah, but if you look at the bigger picture, it does look good.
I mean, well, just cutting off from the beginning, but
yeah. When it went public, it shot up, which we talked about this before last
2 weeks ago
2 weeks ago
for IPOs.
for IPOs. Yep.
Yeah.
Our first episode. Sometimes IPOs, they make them shoot high, and then it dumped. It kind of leveled out at 80 cents, but if you bought it back in 02 at 80,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty well at 95 right here. If you look at the financials, it's looking pretty good. It dipped in 2017.
Yeah.
Net income is coming back up.
Can you also pull up the actual earnings call?
Ooh, I don't.
They should release that on Google. It should be on their it should be on the internet.
Yeah. You're looking at quarterly here. I mean,
Q320.
yeah. Net income looks lower.
Well, I mean, let's scroll down to the actual numbers.
Yeah.
Right. Net income Q3. They actually made a little bit less money than in Q2. 3 million.
Yeah.
4 million.
A little less. But you look at the trend of numbers. It's still not bad though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's growing slightly, holding steady.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's fine.
Earnings call for.
Economy. Just say earnings call Akami.
What are we looking at? This one?
Yeah. Is this captured on OBS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's recording. Motley Fool.
Yeah. Here's the transcript of the actual meeting, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. This is Q2. Try earnings call Akami Q3.
Oh yeah, this is July 28th right there. Yep.
So.
Yep. Make sure. Yeah. Q3.
Q3.
This one.
Right there.
Yep.
October 27th.
Yep. That's what
Okay.
we're looking at.
So I mean, we can also see. Well, I mean, so the thing is just look. Basically, we just read through this and to see if there's any kind of news, good or bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would have driven the price down, and then the market just going down would have pushed it down even further, right?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how we can look at this. Excellent results. Revenues up 12%. Cap up 30. And then another thing was did they even beat expectations? Or I mean, this is another thing for AMD.
Mm-hmm.
Is AMD on our list?
AMD is.
We'll get to that when we talk about AMD.
Yeah.
But
although if we are going to bring this up, I feel like next podcast we should have already read this and then highlight what we're looking for.
Oh no! Well, I mean, I kind of skimmed through it, but I'm just
okay.
saying I didn't look at Akami's because because Six Flags is the one that I want. Six Flags is the one. I just really wanted to do Six Flags.
Yeah.
So
I'm just noting that because it's not only our first times investing, it's also our first times creating a video, a vlog, a podcast.
Third time.
Third time. yeah, third time. But this whole thing, everything is new to us. I just know that I'm pretty sure people don't want to listen to us read.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not saying that. Well, I mean, technically, reading earnings calls and stuff that's not new to me. I was just kind of lazy last week, so. I mean, this is new to you, but it's not. It's not really new to me, and I'm just. I'm with that influence.
I mean, it makes sense though. It makes sense though to be reading these because this is what the company is saying about their stocks. Yeah. Right. So.
And then this is where they get their numbers from.
Yeah.
Right.
Up to this point, I've been trading just on TA. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we gotta change that.
Yeah. So
I mean, you can just skim through it, right? And growth and security, this is what they want. They bought out a company, it seems. They acquired a company. So that could also be a reason why they go down, because how will they finance that, right? Will they issue more shares and dilute it? Will they take on debt? Is this an all cash deal?
Good point,
right?
Good point. Yeah.
So there are three basic activities that all businesses do, right? Financing, investing, and operating.
Yeah.
Right. and especially for financing, like as I said before, you issue equity or you take on debt to acquire those assets, right?
Right. Because you got to pay for them somehow.
You got to pay for them somehow,
Yeah.
right? And that's I think another thing. Okay, when we get to AMD, we'll talk about that. Actually, we could probably just do AMD after. So, but that's the thing. Up 12%. So.
And Ed McGowan is their CFO.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, like, yeah, basically it's just like the most important things are just like whatever they report for the financials and then what they actually plan on doing. At least for me, when I look at an earnings
for their new for the new quarter.
Yeah, and then and then what they're planning on just doing is more for their like long-term vision, right?
Yeah.
Balance sheet, cash equivalents 2.6. Cash we spent $13 million. Our long-term plan to leverage our share buyback program to offset dilution. Yeah. So they're buying back a lot of stock.
Really? To offset the dilution.
Yeah, that's what they plan on doing, right? So that's one of their things. That's Q4 assumes the ban in India. What ban in India? Chinese. Oh, here. That could also be why it dropped.
It dropped because there's a ban.
Well, hold on. They acquired this company Asavi in the fourth quarter. It's $4 million. It's we expect. Okay, it's also that our Q3 was negative. 1.2 actually. Okay, so the Indian government banned 59 Chinese web-based apps in India, right? So that's probably why they took a hit. And that could also be reflected in their stock price, right?
Yep.
So
it's a bummer, man. Governments.
Yeah.
Governments. But hey, wasn't Nakami a Japanese thing?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, they could be owned by a Chinese company, maybe. They could be. I mean, like we assumed it's Japanese. Do we actually check it out? Or,
I mean, hold on.
Or Asavi could have been like a Chinese-based thing that they
Gotcha.
They acquired, right?
Headquarters is in Massachusetts.
Or are we just idiots that Akami is just American?
It's an American thing. No, I'm pretty sure.
Just go to Akami.com. Scroll down, maybe. Our history. Oh, it was made by... Oh. No, it's not made by him.
Did we think it was Japanese just because of the name?
Yeah, man. I think we just stereotyped it.
Damn. You gotta read better next time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because all these folks are all white people.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Well, let's see.
From MIT.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
That's freaking... Why'd they choose that?
Okay, but that could... that means they could do, like, a lot of, like, businesses in, like, China and stuff like that.
That's true, yeah.
Or... Hold on. Where's that web-based app? Yeah.
This one.
Our Q3 was never... Yeah. So, they could probably have some deals with these apps or something like that. And that's why they took a hit. So, I mean, like, it's like things like that that they tell you in an earnings report that will, help influence. So, like, you have now more information than just TA.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
All right.
These are good.
And then they always have, like, questions and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's Akami, I think.
Okay.
The basics.
You want to look at
AMD?
AMD?
Let's do AMD.
Because I saw a lot of memes.
Yeah, no, we have a lot to say on AMD.
Because I think there were a lot of people's... Let's get AMD here.
Yeah.
So AMD, what we're talking about is they look like they're doing very well.
Okay,
right here
well,
on the 1 month.
Yeah. Shorten the time scale.
Yeah, shortening the time scale. When they released their earnings report, And like we keep mentioning, everything was in the red this week.
Mm-hmm.
So their stocks fell. I mean, they went up. They went up to 84, but now they ended the week at 75. Depending on how many shares you have, I guess that's a big. That could have been a big hit.
Great for options traders though,
Mm-hmm.
or those who shorted and stuff like that.
Yep. Looking at their financials, their yearly financials is looking pretty good. Quarterly, Q3 looks really good.
Yeah.
Their net income is
Doubled.
Yeah.
No. That's doubled.
Net income.
Yeah. Wow.
Their net income has doubled since Q2. I would be if I had positions in AMD, I would be quite annoyed.
Yeah.
Looking at this.
Well, I mean,
the stocks
we don't have positions yet. So
it's true.
If we filter it out and we were like, okay, maybe we should buy some AMD.
Yeah.
Great buying opportunity for us, right?
Yeah. Let's look at AMD earnings call
Q3
on the 27th also.
Yeah.
Operator.
You can just keep kind of.
Our acquisition of Xilinx? How do you pronounce that?
Xilinx. Yeah. This, I wanted to talk about this. Xilinx, I think, because personally, I think, because I was talking to my dad about this, because my dad likes AMD.
Mm-hmm.
And.
I mean, I like AMD.
Yeah. No, so Xilinx, it's like how much was that acquisition cost? It was in the billions, for Xilinx, and when they announced it immediately, because like I think my dad was there and he was watching it live and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just tanked, right? Because as I was saying earlier, it's just like, how are they gonna finance that? Right? That's like, so like acquisitions and stuff like that. It seems to me, like, I'm not an expert in this or anything, but maybe like short term it'll drop it because like, and then once they figure out all the financing, and even then, they're like announcing that they're going to acquire. The actual acquisition takes place over a long, like it's probably
right.
It's going to take like a year, 2 years to even.
It's like when Disney bought Fox. What did Disney buy?
Disney bought everything, man.
Disney keeps buying everything.
I know.
They have Marvel, Star Wars. I'm pretty sure they bought Fox.
They bought ESPN too.
ESPN.
Yeah. Actually, that's one of their. Total tangent aside, like that's like their biggest acquisition, I think, or like one of their biggest money makers. It's not Disney World or something. It's ESPN. Fun fact.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because if you look at football and and ESPN is sports. It's all sports, and it's also esports, isn't it?
Is it? Well, no, they did add esports now to it.
Yeah.
Recently, but I don't think the esports component of ESPN is as big as the traditional sports.
Sports, yeah, sports.
Anyway, back to this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, increased revenue of increased 160% year over year. Yikes! That's and it still goes down. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling down.
I mean, it goes. I mean,
well,
big picture. Yeah,
big picture. It shot up.
It went down this week.
No, but honestly, like this still is like $100 stock. I think. Yeah. Right. Like you'll be fine. Like long term.
Go back
to it. Scroll down. Their next gen Zen 3s turn to transact CPUs and GPUs.
Wait, hold on. I want to scroll up really quick. Because the biggest thing this week is everybody's the PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
Let me highlight this real quick. PlayStation and Xbox. Do they use AMD chips?
I think so. Look, support November launches. Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's big right now. And I wish I could buy a PlayStation 5, but...
I don't know, man. Personally, like, I prefer PC over...
that's the thing.
I don't like to... Like, paying for online shouldn't be a thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
That's like the reason why I got a PS3 back in the day over
Yeah.
an Xbox. It was like I don't have to pay for a PlayStation Network, right?
Right.
Freaking
Right.
Microsoft
Right.
is like
And
monetize.
to be completely honest with you, I mean, I as a working guy, right?
Mm.
And as a photography editor also, my fingers with a mouse and oops, that was me. Sorry, should have muted my computer. Let's go ahead. No, I don't want to mute that because I don't know what that will do.
That's all right.
OBS. Don't worry about it. What was I saying? PlayStation versus PC.
You have
Yeah, I mean,
you have a mouse.
my. I mean, whenever I work on emails and stuff like that,
Mhm.
whenever I'm in the POS system or if I'm editing, I'm driving with both hands. You know what I mean? So I got hotkeys on my left hand, and I'm doing whatever I need with my right. So nowadays, if I were to play video games,
Mhm.
I would build my own PC. But I mean, more than likely, I'll probably use an AMD
Yeah.
motherboard.
Mhm.
I played Modern Warfare at my friend's place like a couple months ago.
Mhm.
PlayStation controller. My hand, my thumb, hand finger coordination on a controller. It was bad. I think I was able to like get a hit on one person. No kills.
No kills.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
But I mean, like, maybe yeah, it's good for AMD doing business with Sony and Microsoft though for PS5, PS4 though, because I mean even if we don't play, or consoles, a bunch of people do.
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
it's a big thing, especially now in quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same, and then and like that has to be good for their business, right?
Yep.
They can. I mean, like they're 2 chip cycles ahead. They have all this like next gen stuff, coming out.
Yeah.
Algorithms beyond the core innovations, industry later speeds.
Okay, I'm just gonna, speaking on our behalfs, since we're still working on LLC, then we got to get our bank account, and then we gotta get the brokerage account open. I mean, to be honest with you, if the stock market wants to fall, for the next few weeks, I really don't mind.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's a buying opportunity for us, right?
Yeah, like if we could just fall a little bit more, if AMD went down to like, 60,
it's not drop. I don't think it'll drop that far.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I mean, if it did, I mean, who knows? The election is being announced on Monday night,
November 3rd.
Tuesday night. So on Tuesday night, November 3rd, the election is gonna be announced. Who knows how that's gonna affect?
Well, I mean, it depends. I think on how. I mean, yeah, it depends on how it goes, right? But if the election drags on for a couple of days because they still need extra time to count up all the votes and everything like that, that'll introduce all that uncertainty into the market, which will probably tank it, right? But if like there's a clear winner election night, it'll go up or down depending on who wins. I think.
Yeah. Here's something interesting. Off on a tangent, but we can just make this the tangent.
It's a
show.
podcast.
Yeah, we can make this.
Talk about whatever.
Yeah. I did some research earlier this morning because I wanted to I have no I can't put in my 2 cents. I can't vote, but I was still a little bit interested since it's so close to election night, right? On whether or not Trump can still win. And
I think he's gonna win, man.
You think so?
I'm not a fan of him, but I really do think he's.
All the reports say that Trump is 46 and Biden is 52. It's a really close race, but I came upon a really interesting article, and that's on gamblers.
Gamblers.
Oh,
and people who bet on the outcomes of elections.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like you vote with your money, right? So you only shop at places you like. You don't shop at places you don't like. You only go to dinner to places you like going. You like to support. If somebody's really rude to you, you just won't go to that restaurant anymore. You know what I mean? So if you want to see what people are doing, you watch where the money's going, right? And a lot of people are betting, like, even though the odds are in Biden's favor, a lot more people are betting on Trump to win
because the payout's higher.
The payout's higher, yeah. But I mean, if I mean, gamblers, like, some people gamble because they just like the thrill of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like some people also gamble because they know something that voters don't know. You know what I mean? So I mean, even though the payout may be higher,
Well, but then I guess it would be like, then who is gambling that money, right? And what do they know?
Exactly,
right?
exactly, yeah. But I'm just saying, yes, the payout's higher if you bet for the underdog, right? But depending on how much money you put in the underdog, it's like, if you throw $100 at it, it's like, sweet, if I win, I can win more. But if you're throwing thousands of dollars into it, I'm inclined to think you might know something the regular person does not know, because you wouldn't be wasting that money. Even though you think that payout might be higher, you wouldn't want to waste that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's just really interesting. Because I really do, like, you don't follow what people say. You look at what they do, right? But you don't only look at what they do. You look at where they're putting their money. You know
that's a really interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, because I mean, like for me, right? I really love photography. I created my own photography business that takes money. I pay $60 a month for the Adobe suite, which I think is ridiculous, but I need it to work. And I have thousands of dollars worth of camera equipment. So you see where my money went to. That's photography. You can tell I'm a photographer. And in a little bit, I mean, the majority of my savings is in Robinhood right now. We're putting, you sold your Bitcoin to
fund this little venture.
Yeah, to fund this little venture. So you can see that we're both interested in investing and learning how to invest. I don't know. I think if you want to look at what people are really interested in and really who they are, you look at where they're putting their money into, right? And I don't know. And you said earlier you think Trump might win.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you think that? Even though all the polls right now say that...
I mean, just because everyone online is saying Biden will win, but when I go out, driving or whatever and stuff like that, I see a couple Biden signs here and there. But maybe it's just because I'm in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And I live... I
mean,
but we live in Austin though, right?
Yeah, we live in Austin, which is what the little.
It's the blueberry. It's the blueberry in the tomato soup.
In the
That's
tomato
my dad
soup.
Always calls it.
Yep. No, I heard Matthew McConaughey say that on.
Oh really?
On
Joe Rogan.
On Joe Rogan's podcast. Yeah, it is the blueberry in the tomato soup.
Yeah.
And that's real.
Yeah.
But it is, you drive around Austin, you still see Trump signs.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that I still think they're the quote unquote the secret Trump voter. I still think that's very much a thing, right?
Oh yes.
Because people say, oh yeah, just screw him or whatever.
Yeah.
But really they like him. They just don't want to be like crucified by everyone on the left.
Exactly. Right. Everybody on social media, in front of their people, in front of their friends and stuff like that, they'll say they'll vote.
They'll say the acceptable thing.
They'll say the acceptable thing, but in reality, like, okay, another thing I'm concerned about is gun rights, right? The Republicans have no gun control agenda. The Democrats do. And if there's one thing Americans love,
it's their guns.
Is their Second Amendment. You know what I mean? And especially here in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to take a gun away from a Texan?
No.
You can't do that, right? And so Biden has a lot of gun control policies, yeah. My biggest thing is, coming as a soldier, I'm comfortable with weapons. I know how to use them. So if presented with a weapon, I'm not set back by it.
You respect it.
I respect it. Yeah, I know how it's used. I know what it can shoot, how it can shoot. Judging by the person who's handling that weapon, I can tell whether or not he knows what he's doing, right? I'll know what to do with it. So I'm pro Second Amendment because to be completely honest with you, bad guys are gonna get their guns
No matter
anyway,
what.
no matter what. Uh, 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 Restraining the law-abiding citizen from being able to own a weapon only disarms them, not the bad guys. Bad guys will get a machine gun, will get whatever weapons they want, however they want. Um, I can't remember her name, and I feel so bad because I do respect her, but she is a Holocaust survivor.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't say Holocaust survivor. But she's a survivor of the Second World War.
Okay.
And as a citizen it's been a long time since I've seen her give this speech, but she did mention that the first things the Germans did was ask the citizens to, hey, we got to stop the murdering, we got to stop the crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Come in. We need to register your weapons. We need to make sure that your weapons aren't complicit in these crimes, right? And so they all did that. After all their weapons were registered, and the Germans knew exactly who owned weapons.
Did they just arrest them all?
They said, no, bring your guns in. We're going to take all the guns off the street so that we stop crimes and murdering and whatnot. We're just going to stop it, right? And if you didn't go to the police station to surrender your weapons, they have your names so they can go to you, right?
Okay.
And, well, we know we know what happened.
We know how that turned out.
Yeah, we know how that turned out. Germany was a big pain in the European butt. You know what I mean? They kind of did their thing all over the place. We don't need to do a whole history thing, but we know exactly we know exactly how that turned out. So I'm just saying, my biggest thing is also when you listen to Joe Biden talk about
gun
control, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, but none of the stuff he says makes sense. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but the AR-15, do you know what the AR stands for?
Is it like automatic rifle or something?
It's not.
Oh.
A lot of people think AR-15, the AR, they think it means automatic rifle or assault rifle, which makes sense. The letters match.
Yeah.
The letters match.
AR, yeah.
AR. That's not right. AR means Armor Light Rifle 15. Armor Light is a company who designed that rifle, and that's their 15th model.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's an AR-15.
Okay.
And a lot of people, a lot of manufacturers take those designs and make it because it's a nice, it's a reliable design. It's kind of the same thing with the AK.
Mm-hmm.
The AK. I don't know much about the AK, but I'm pretty sure AK is also a manufacturer.
I know the K stands for like Kalashnikov, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a person or a company. And then AKs have their own different. There's AK-47, which everybody is well aware of. I think there's an AK-105. There's a whole bunch of models after that. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people that are protesting the Second Amendment, they don't know as much as they should.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Biden mentioned something about you don't need 30 rounds to defend yourself. What if you're up against multiple aggressors?
Yeah.
Right? Like who's like in the military, it's I had to hit 28 out of my 30 round magazine to qualify for the marksmanship badge.
Sounds like Boy Scouts.
Sounds like Boy Scouts. Right.
Camping with guns, though. That's
yeah.
It's just Boy Scouts with guns.
Yeah, Boy Scouts with guns. Yeah. And I did. I was able to hit. I think I hit 29 out of 30.
Nice.
Yeah. But I got my marksmanship. But at that time, I'm at a range I know when and where. I didn't know when, but I knew where and how far the targets were going to come, right? When you're home at night, you don't know if you're going to get attacked. You might be taken by surprise. You just don't know. And the thing about the AR-15, it shoots a 5.56 round, which is a very small round. It has.
Is that the standard NATO?
Yeah, it's the standard NATO round. It has a lot of penetration power, but it's a tiny bullet. So I mean, it'll go through a person, but it won't necessarily take him down, depending on where you hit him. It's the same thing with a 9mm bullet. It's really a small bullet, and depending on where you hit on the person, it might not necessarily take him down. My favorite example to bring up is 50 Cent. The guy was shot 9 times.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he walks with a limp now, but he was shot 9 times, and the guy's still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're going up against 50 cents, if you're going up $2 worth of aggressors, $2 worth of aggressors, right? You're gonna need
36 bullets.
36 bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. But okay, that was a much larger tangent. I'm just saying that the Democrats have they have multiple gun control policies.
Yeah.
And Americans love their guns. The Republicans don't have any gun control policies. So whether or not you like Trump or Biden, you're gonna vote for the person that's
Well, that's if you're like a single issue voter, right?
Yeah.
If guns is literally your only issue, then
right. And I mean, the other issue is COVID, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're past controlling COVID. I mean, it hit in March. We're in October, and cases are still going up.
Yeah, second wave.
So if Trump is elected, everything's gonna go as smooth because I don't know if you saw it, but like the Republican Party announced that ending COVID-19 was one of their biggest successes. Except for COVID-19 hasn't ended yet.
It's still here.
Yeah. So the Republicans think COVID-19 is still gonna end. For me myself, it is it's a burden not being able to walk out, not being able to work in the office and see people.
Yeah.
As an Asian, wearing a mask over my face isn't that big of a.
No, because everyone in Asia does it.
Yeah.
Even before COVID, it was like normal to see people with face masks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you go anywhere in Asia, you'll if it's a choice to wear a face mask. Smoggy countries and whatnot, and plus, you're packed in like tuna in a can.
Sardines
right?
in a can.
Sardines in a can. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, if you're taking a ride on the train on the MRT in Singapore and you got somebody coughing, put a mask on. You don't want to get sick, so you put a mask on. Freaking, Americans, it's they're so used to their freedoms and whatnot, and people being able to tell them,
or people saying "screw you" if someone tells you what to do. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a cultural thing, right? And so I don't know if the Democrats really wanted to make an impact on COVID, they would have to shut down the country again. Which is gonna hurt a lot of people.
No, because that's another thing, right? All the big companies, their stocks shot up, and a bunch of small businesses went out of business because of government regulations, mandates, and everything like that, right?
Yep.
So by trying to save all the small folk and force is counterproductive.
Exactly.
Is what I was trying to say, and they only achieve the reverse effect, right? And then they complain about Jeff Bezos making. All those billions of dollars off of this pandemic. Well, yeah, because people you shot him down, and his entire net worth is all in stock.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So what else did you expect?
Yeah. And then Amazon came through, and when you needed stuff, you could still order from Amazon through the pandemic when you couldn't when stores were all shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and the government ordered those stores to be shut down.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just
it's the same thing, and it's just what government does. Is if the government tries to meddle into things, which theoretically they should,
They
because
mean
are
well.
they mean
They-
well.
they mean well.
They're the government. They should be meddling into things and fixing things. But the problem is when they do, all the little people suffer, and all the big rich people get richer, right? And it's the same thing with like we were just talking about gun control. If you make it hard for the law-abiding citizen to defend themselves, all the non-law-abiding people who can get guns no matter what are now it's like playing a video game and you're the only person with a weapon.
Yeah.
It's like playing Grand Theft Auto and nobody else can shoot at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're trying to do good things, but you're having the inverse effect. So yeah, I mean, Biden is up in the polls right now. He looks like he's gonna win, but man, I think, I don't know if I want to go on record on this, but I might. But I think the U.S. might be better off letting Trump kind of coast the boat.
That's dangerous to put on YouTube, man.
No.
I don't know. We're brown though, so I think.
Yeah.
maybe we can get
I
away
mean,
from
yeah. We're people of color, but the American people need to help themselves. They need to rebuild their own communities and whatnot, and be safe doing it, right?
Okay.
And it might have a better chance of doing that without big government meddling.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That makes
And
sense.
so I don't think Trump is a good leader at all. But in the background, on Twitter, it's just face palm after face palm. The stuff he says is just ridiculous. Somebody just needs to just duct tape him and be like, Mr. Trump, stay in the Oval Office, write your stuff, but don't say anything. We're taking your phones away, right? In the back, the stuff he's done for the military and whatnot, clearing out ISIS as fast as they did, all the, it's just like all the little stuff that needed to get done got done. COVID was a big mess. It was just a big mess.
Well,
but
no one was prepared for COVID.
right. But I want to say in Trump's defense, right? Well, no, I can't defend him because he didn't help at all. COVID could have been better handled if the government had a clear message,
And
right?
a clear plan.
And if people listened. But
Okay, well, even if they did the first two things, there are people who would never have listened anyway.
exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
As best as the government could have done, right? There's still a part of the U.S. Population that wouldn't have done it, right? So I feel like Trump could have been better. He didn't help the situation at all, right? He could have done something, but he didn't help the situation. But the American people would have done what the American people wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses closed down. Austin looks a whole much different. I mean, Austin looked different a couple months ago due to all the protests also. 2020 has just been just a shit year, you know what I mean?
It's not going to get any easier.
No.
Like 2019, 2020 was probably the last quote-unquote good years, I think.
Everybody thinks
it'll only get worse probably.
Yeah,
before it gets better.
Yeah, everybody thinks 2021 is gonna be different, but
I mean, like January 1st, 2021. It's not like these things are just magically going to go away, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like the months and dates on the calendar are just numbers and words. You know what I mean? Yeah. Time has no
meaning.
Well, time has no benchmarks. It has no. It has like, okay, COVID is done now.
Yeah.
You know, and then this is gonna be good now. You know, so time has no little. It has no barriers, has no points. It just runs, right? We put meaning to time. Like we put numbers on clocks. We put numbers on calendars. We name all the months, but I mean the Earth is still hurtling around the sun at this at its own pace. So unless we do something to change the course that 2020 has been, nothing's gonna really.
Nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, nothing's gonna change. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it'd be really exciting for Biden and the Democratic Party to be back in office, and see all the changes that they make. But it's gonna be chaotic during, and it's gonna ruin some people's lives. Whereas if the Republicans just kept office, everybody's just gonna be mad. Everybody's gonna be yelling. But
well, I mean, like they were mad and yelling when Obama was president.
True, yeah. But I feel like if Trump is reelected, everything's gonna go back to everything's just gonna run as it's been running the last few months in quarantine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If Biden gets elected, we might see more companies shut down. We might see the stock go a little bit lower before it.
I think the stock market would probably go lower in. Well, I mean, just because like they plan on making a lockdown, right? So that will have an effect on the markets as well.
Yeah.
Dang.
But, I don't know. So this podcast, what time are we at?
Hold on, we just went on a giant tangent. We never even did our valuation. We only
only
did like 2.
Yeah, it is. We're at an hour 5.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I say let's give our plan for the week and then just call this one off on tangents or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good enough.
For those who have stuck this long, I hope you were entertained by the tangents
our musings.
Yeah, our opinions and whatnot. Tell us what you think about the election. Tell us how you feel about each of the presidents. You don't have to tell us about who you're voting for. But I don't know. I'm kind of glad I'm kind of glad I can't vote.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double-edged sword. I wish I could put my 2 cents in, but at the same time, I'm relieved I don't need to make a decision because just like last year's, just like last election, the American people have a really tough decision to make.
Yeah.
In that little voting booth, and in that voting booth, it's nobody but just you, and yourself, and whoever everybody could be praising Biden. Mm-hmm. On social media, but they might just want Trump to.
Yeah, those secret Trump voters. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of.
It is what it is.
Coast. Just let the ship coast, to where, small government, the communities can kind of fix themselves, and then in 4 years, elect somebody that can make some change. But change during a time of hardship. Because change itself is hardship, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's never easy.
Yeah, it's never easy. Okay, let's say...
Just call it there. Do we have a plan for next week?
Well, the plan for next week...
Are there any stocks in particular that you just want to keep your eye on, and then next week we can do our valuation?
Really quick, I'm going to bring this up right here. Can I make this bigger? Going down the list.
Let's do Corvo because they had their office right by my apartment when I lived in Dallas. So I just want to see that. Just be fun.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Ferrari. Huh. Interesting. Corvo, Square, PayPal.
You write this down on the list.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess last week was just our practice. What's our practice list this week?
Yeah. How do you spell it? Cor Cor
Q
Qor
Qorvo.
Pay.
You want to do Marriott? They're hotels, right?
Yeah.
So
PayPal.
maybe we can see how that travel would have affected them.
PayPal and Square are they considered tech or finance?
I'd say they're tech.
I want to do Sunrun because I believe that is the company that bought Vivint Solar.
Okay, do you want to do AMC? Entertainment?
Yeah.
Just because movies and stuff like that.
Movie theaters not doing so good during this time of COVID.
Yeah.
Corvo, PayPal, Square, Sunrun, AMC. You say Marriott?
Yeah, Marriott.
Or the Hilton. Hilton?
Oh,
You want to do Marriott? Or
flip
Hilton?
a coin.
I worked for the Marriott.
You did? When?
Yeah. I was a valet.
When?
Ooh, like 2014.
Oh, okay.
Where is Marriott? How do you spell it?
It's right there. Marriott. What's Ionis?
Ionis. I don't know.
This chair's so squeaky, man.
It is really squeaky, yeah.
Okay, yeah, right there.
What is Ionis? Ionis. IO.
You spelled it wrong. You spelled Iomis.
Gosh. I was just talking about how well I use the keyboard. No, I can't. Pharmaceutical.
Biotech. Okay.
Carlsbad, California.
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
No. Well, we have.
I think that's good.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 6 companies on there.
You want to do Papa John's?
We can look at Papa John's.
Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Dang. Can you imagine founding a company and then just getting thrown out by it?
That is horrible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like he said racial slurs.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
I guess good reason to.
Good reason, yeah.
Still,
but the act of getting thrown out of the own company that you've built is
can't feel good.
Can't feel good. No, that's a bummer.
Let's throw a Roku in there as well because
Roku?
I have a Roku box.
Okay. Okay, that's a good list of 8.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
And then
we can take from the list from before.
Yeah.
I also AMD makes all the chips like for PlayStation and whatnot. Sony makes all the image sensors for like practically all the cameras.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, let's end it there.
And then read it this time.
Yeah, we have Corvo, PayPal, Square, Sunrun, AMC, Marriott, Papa John's.
That's 8.
And Roku. Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's a lot. Okay.
We had 10 the other week. So we'll look at these. We'll come back. I'll look up their earnings call once they do go. It looks like most of these are on the second half of the week, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Marriott's on a Friday. Yeah, we can read up their earnings report and see what's going on there. And hopefully we'll have an update on that LLC. I do want to at least have it set up next week so we can concentrate on
ASAP.
Yeah. Concentrate on putting
filtering
together
our portfolio.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for hanging out with us. Till now.
See y'all next week.
Yeah.